Good day, students. I am Ms. Kandando Tende, and I am the tutor for learner support in social science, the methodology. My email address is rishatk@gmail.com, and my cell phone number is 081 6155 100. You can contact me, preferably via email or via text message, and I can call you back or I can write you back. Okay? What I'm going to do now is I'll be giving you a brief overview of what you need to master, the content that you need to master for you to excel in the exams of learner support in social science, the methodology. There is, however, a slight change in the question paper because usually you are used to getting, or if you check the older question papers in learner support in social science, the methodology, you will see that you get 3 questions. But however, this time around, you are going to expect 4 questions, and the marks are evenly distributed. So one question has 25 marks each, and you are required to answer all the questions. You find a question and it can be broken down into smaller sections, and then you move to another question like that. So that's one thing, just a heads up I wanted to give you. You should be ready to receive 4 questions of marks that are evenly distributed, 25 marks each. Okay. The content to be mastered, or content that you need to master for you to excel in these exams, is socio-economic barriers. What are socio-economic barriers? First of all, you need to know that there are various barriers to learning, but specifically the socio-economic barriers. What are they, and how you as a teacher, how would you be able to address them? If you are faced with learners in your classroom that have socio-economic barriers, how would you address them? How would you be able to teach these children? How would you be able to bring them to the level of understanding and to be able to get their attention, just like those that do not have socio-economic barriers? Because that is what teachers have to do. You cannot ignore that. So how would you address them as a teacher? Teaching guidelines when teaching technology in the senior primary classroom. What are the teaching guidelines that you need to follow? Okay, what are the teaching guidelines that you need to follow when teaching technology in the senior primary classroom? It's obviously going to differ from when you are teaching technology to younger children. So now in the senior primary classroom, when teaching technology, what are the teaching guidelines that you need to follow as a teacher? Responsibilities of the school and the parents towards homework. So as a teacher or as a school body, there's so much you can do, and it ends somewhere where the parents have to take over when it comes to homework. Yes, we have to give homework. That's the responsibility of the teachers at the school. You teach, you give homework, and then this child goes home. Now they are under their parents' care, and they have homework. So what you need to be able to distinct the responsibilities of the school and the responsibilities of the parents towards homework, because each of these parties or these stakeholders, the school and the parents, they all have their distinct responsibilities when it comes to their child, or when it comes to the children's homework. So distinct those responsibilities. You need to be able to discuss and explain the following statement. You need to be able to discuss and explain what the following statement entails. The study of geography is a spatial science that deals with the analysis of human and environment interactions on the earth. The study of geography is a spatial science that deals with the analysis of human and environment interactions on the earth. What does that statement entail? You need to be able to explain it. What am I saying? What is the statement saying? You need to be able to elaborate on that. Okay? Okay. Another point that you need to take note of, the benefits of studying history. The benefits of studying history. What are the benefits? What does one gain from knowing about his or her country's history? What is the point of knowing about the things that happened in the past, long time ago, before they were born or something? What is the importance of history? What goodness does it come from knowing one's country's history? So you need to be able to give those. You also need to know the geographical areas of Namibia and give short description of each of these geographical areas. You need to know the economic sectors of Namibia and the contribution of each to the country. Economic sectors, remember, primary, secondary, tertiary, quaternary, and what are the description? How would you describe them? How would you define them? And how much do they contribute towards the country's GNP or GDP? In which sector of the economy are most people employed in, for example? Should be able to give everything around that. Yeah. You have to have your own definition, and you need to know your own definition of learner support. What is learner support? In your own words, how would you define it? And why is it necessary? What is the necessity or the importance of learner support? In your own words, in your own understanding. Your own understanding of what learner support is, and which obviously has to be backed up by academic writing or written work, and its necessity. Why is it important? Is it important? Yes. Why is it important? Also explain what a Southern African Development Community is, SADC. What is it? Its geographical location, its aims or objectives, its member states. You need to explain what it is, its main purpose, its main aim, because it has a main aim and then it has other supporting aims. What are those? You need to master that. Okay. Another important point would be the definition of the term technology. What is technology? What is the term technology? What does it mean? And then the main purpose of HIV and AIDS education and its impact in Namibia. What is the main purpose of HIV and AIDS education? Why do we educate people about HIV and AIDS? Why do we educate our learners about HIV and AIDS? And how does that impact our country? Does it, the knowledge that we give to our learners about HIV and AIDS, does it have a good or a negative impact in our country? You need to be able to, decide and support your site. Okay? Main purpose of HIV and AIDS education, not main purpose of HIV and AIDS, but main purpose of HIV and AIDS education and its impact in Namibia. What are the skills and competencies required in geography teaching, especially regarding map work? As a teacher, what skills and competencies are you supposed to have when teaching map work? You as a teacher, what are the skills and what are the competencies that you are supposed to have when teaching geography, specifically when teaching map work? Your skills, okay? You need to know that. You need to know the skills. You need to be able to explain what you as a teacher have to be able to do when teaching map work. It's very important. And elaborate on the values and attitudes that you expect your learners to develop in your class. This is learning support in social science, the teaching methodology. Now, when you are teaching your learners, what values and attitudes do you expect them to develop? So in other words, what are the important things that they should carry with from your lessons or from the subject in its broad self? Like, what are the values and attitudes? What are they supposed to learn that is supposed to change them? That you expect them to develop. They come to your class not knowing. Now they have to leave your class knowing. But what is it that they have to leave your class knowing? What should they know? Now you need to elaborate on the values and attitudes that you expect your learners to develop in your class. So this goes back to the basic competencies, the major reasons as to why we have social science subjects or social studies subjects in our classroom. What do we teach in social studies in our classrooms? Why do we have social studies in a school curriculum? You go back to all that and you get the values and the attitudes that you expect your learners to develop in your classroom. Before I end, I would like to elaborate on the fact that students, please pay attention to the verb of the question. What is the question? If the question is asking me to define the term technology, it's not asking me to list the different types of technology. Okay? If you are asked to discuss or to elaborate, then you elaborate or you discuss. When you're asked to describe, please make sure you stick to what the question is asking, because if you are asked to describe and you end up defining, then you are not answering the question. So it is very important. I might be a little bit tough in the marking. If you're not answering the question, then you're not answering the question. So I wish you all the best of luck with your exams, and thank you.